You gotta love that. Oh, hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. So today I have a 2022 Ram 1500 Rebel in the GT package. I'm comparing that with the 2022 Toyota Tundra Limited I just bought. So in this case, Ram sends me this truck. They have spec'd it out how they want to spec it out, and then I have the Toyota Tundras I have spec'd out the way I want it to be spec'd out. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So I'm gonna do as best I can to keep it as apples to apples comparison. I will try to ignore some of the features that are specific to like a GT to give you a real good sense of what you're gonna find throughout both trucks, whether or not you go up trim levels, go down trim levels. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do some driving impressions. I'll go ahead and do some interior and exterior comparisons. We'll do some off-road. I do have a separate video where I'm doing a lot of towing, and I'll link to that above when that gets done. I have a bunch of different trucks together, different powertrains on towing. You want to make sure you check that out. So yeah, we're gonna do all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna enjoy this exhaust note because that's such a good time. This is a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi. It is the mild e-torque system, so it's a mild hybrid. We have 19 combined, 22 highway, 16 city. Let me see what it says. Survey says 19 combined, 18 city, 22 highway in this configuration. I have a lot of stuff in this truck that you can get in the Tundra. Like I have air suspension, I have well, I guess air suspension is first on top of my head. You can get the different trucks. Like I said, I'm going to try to ignore that. We'll get to the farm here in a minute, and I'll go ahead and walk you around in the exteriors of both trucks, talk about the interiors, we'll do some off-roading, kind of get this video going, okay? So let's go ahead and get to all of that right now. Okay, naturally it's really windy out here, so let's go ahead and do the exterior real fast. So there we go, there's the two different exteriors. This is the Ram Rebel. So the Ram Rebel's got the little bit of different grille to it, okay? So you do different variations of Ram. This is the Toyota Tundra Limited. It's what I call the mustache going around it. You have different variations at different trim levels, have different ways the grills look. You can see the big differences here, right? We have fog lamps that are built into the grille. We have fog lamps on the outside, right? Kind of difference there. Lights are a little bit different shapes. So you can see this light here doesn't go back. This light kind of folds back in, okay? This is hydro blue metallic. Blueprint blue, so different versions of blue. We do have some tow hooks here, and the skid plate actually is basically molded in. Now I do have a skid plate, but it's back underneath. And so you really, it's right there, you really can't see it as well as you can this one. See how that works. Okay, so skid plate, just different setup. I do have tow hooks, and I don't have tow hooks, so differences there. You cannot get a Tundra with tow hooks, it doesn't exist. So we have that there. We have Ram spelled out. I did some hood vents, which are pretty cool, right? So I have the e-torque Hemi. I have this pitch plastic here. See how the hood raises, and you see this hood is lower. Now, pro and con, when you're driving, that hood sits up a little bit more, blocks your view a little bit. This one sits down lower, so looks cooler, easier to see without the hood going up, okay? Now you do get this apparatus, kind of plastic looking stuff, on the iForce Max, which is the hybrid version of the Tundra. Goodyear Duratrax 270 R18s. You can see some of the suspension set up in there. Okay. I have some wheel well liners. I don't have any running boards. I have black spelled out Ram here. Kind of a small mirror. I do have a little bit of the concave blind spot monitoring mirror there too, heated. But I don't have a don't have a blind spot monitoring. Let me double check that, because I'm surprised there's not a blind spot monitoring there. Body color matched handles. Okay. The Goodyears again at the GT, which is just some styling differences. I do have a, let's see if I can activate this. That comes down. Okay. I'll get that back up. I have dual exhaust. Tundra doesn't have that, but I do have one I'll need to install on that. So I do have a step for that on the same deal. Tundra's got, Ram's got this. We'll talk about that in a minute. This pops down. Okay, there's the bed. I do have a rail system. I can move these close cleats around. I have a tonneau cover on this one. This is that's how they sent it. I have some LED lights there and one tie down spot. So not much going on back here. Close that. You can see the dual exhaust. We can see the safety chain hookup, which I'll talk about in the towing video. This is rather interesting. It's like a box that's got 2 holes. I have hookups for my plugs. Again, that dual exhaust. And then Rebel, blacked out. I have rear cross traffic alert back here and Ram spelled out in here. So this is the safe technology back here. Okay, so let me talk about the Tundra. Let me go around the side of that Tundra. So, showed you the front. On the sides, I have chrome. Limited comes with chrome. I have chrome. I have a bigger mirror here, right? So this is a much larger mirror. And I have some styling here, right? It doesn't Tundra spell out, and I do have blind spot monitoring right there. I don't have heated mirrors in this case. Limited there. Come around. You can see we have Wild Peak Falcon AT4 or ATs. I'm gonna say these are 265 60 R20s. These aren't as meaty as those are, and so you get a little more road noise with those. But again, not every Ram has that. You can get more tires like this. This is the TRD off-road package, so this is their off-road version of tire, and that's the Rebel. That is their off-road version of tire. Okay, there you go, TRD off-road. I got a sticker, and then I have this jobber. Put your elbow there. What I don't have is I don't have that step here like the Ram has, but I do have a step coming that I'm going to put here. I have a single exhaust tip there. I do have some LED there. I have power back here. I didn't see any power in the bed over there. I'm going to double check that Ram for power. LED lights. I could put a tonneau cover here. You can see how much higher up the tie downs are, and I have tie down here, here, and here. Those 4 there. So what's going on here? I have Tundra kind of spelled out in there. 4-wheel drive. This is kind of embossed. Versus Ram is just some sticker, some lettering. I have to get my plate going, but this is the much better tie down or safety chain hookup. See how big that is? That's really well done. I really like that. Bit of chrome there, finishing it off. These are sequential lights. They light up individually when you're making left-hand turns. Start it up, they'll light up individually. Just kind of a cool look. The side to hit the drop tailgate is only on driver's side. Okay, see the finish up there. Let's go check the Ram for power in the bed. Now that power is not an amazing amount of power. It's 400 watts, 20 volts, or 400 watts, 20 amps, but it's enough light for a quick little bit of charging. And no, I have no power in the bed in this Ram, so even no option. Now, I mean, again, you're not doing a lot with that power. You're probably just gonna, charge up something fast, laptop, make a pot of coffee, that kind of stuff. It's not enough to run like a saw or anything. So here we go. This does lock. That button on the door. Okay, so this is the Ram interior. I'll go ahead and open up both doors. We'll start with the back to the front. So I have the back up because we had some seat up because we had some groceries. You can see how flat this floor is and how much the storage goes back. There's sometimes, there's some storage down here too, which Ram likes to do. And so we do have some the floor mats from Ram. Now these are their all-weather floor mats. This goes up, comes down. I think that does come down, but it's always kind of a pain for me to do it on camera. Child safety seat hookups. So flat floor. You can see back here we have different versions of USBs. We have a plug-in. We have heated outboard seats. We have HVAC controls, and we have some cup holders. Now this heated outboard seats is only in the upper trims. Don't think that happens all the trims. This is the styling. We have double stitching here. Again, I've just always liked the way Rams does their interiors. Looks sharp. I do have a panoramic moonroof that's closed at the moment. That goes the full length. I have GT, part of that badging package there. Over here, this is something that I found in this truck I like. They have a foam inserts here for your cup so it doesn't rattle. Just a smart idea. I like that a lot. And it's built in, so you can pull it out, you can wash it, and then you can just put your cup there. It doesn't rattle. Little holder there. I do have the controls here, set buttons, and then there's your styling there. Now this one does have the controls for the powered, wow, I'm lost words. Powered pedals. Those pedals move back and forth there. Lighting controls here, interior here, and I'll hop in. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on here. So we have some controls here, and then start button there. Ram pulls up. I'll have a video later on tonight where it's darker, you can see that better. Have a wireless charger here. cubby there. A lot more USBs right back in here. I have my cup holder, little bin. This is interesting. You can open it once for a USB, a little small area, which is really nice, or open it twice, and you have a pretty good amount of space back there, and some really cool mathematical graphs and charts. And then we have Rebel over there in the sticker, or in not sticker, but it's like a embedded in there. We have that. We have the mirror, right? Viewer mirror. I do have the open and close. I do have the tilt of the open little window back there powered. I can drop tailgate from inside the truck as well, and SOS, and the big panoramic moonroof. So that's what we have going on in the Ram. Oh, and then there's your, yeah, there's your dash. So some analog mixed with digital. So the one thing I don't have, which is interesting, I don't have lane departure kind of stuff, which keep you in a lane, and I do have some shifters, which are nice for towing. I was actually messing around with those towing quite a bit. I do have cruise control, and I have adaptive cruise control as well. So lots of good stuff. You press it once. Oh, I only have cruise control. There we go. I'm correcting myself on camera. I thought I have adaptive cruise control. So I don't have adaptive cruise control, don't have lane departure, but I have arrow, so I can raise myself up. I can raise myself down. I can go to off-road mode. I can go to, oh, I can't. I have the door open, but I can go all the way down the entry exit, so it raises and lowers the truck. So that's what I have there for the air suspension, which you can get on the higher trim Toyota trucks. All right, let's go check out the Tundra. All right, let's check out the Tundra interior. So I have my golf bag. It's gonna be nice enough to go play golf today, but so you can see I have lots of storage here underneath the seat, which is nice, but I don't have the flat loading floor. See how my clubs are sitting up a little bit? So not a huge deal all the time, but it is kind of a deal. And I feel like the way the seat comes out, I have less room back here than I do the Ram. So if you look at the Ram one more time, when I drop the seat down, it just feels like I have more room back here versus the Tundra. See? I think it's because the seat bottom is so big. So just some differences there. These seats do fold down. They fold down. They don't fold down completely flat. They're like this a little bit. I do a panoramic moonroof there. This is the styling. And this is my favorite feature, is the armrest. For long distance trips, this is nice and handy. I have the window controls there, seat buttons there, and I have, you can see the big speaker there. Oh, and this one is 1,400 pounds of payload. I'll show you what the RAM is on the screen. It's 1321, I believe. I have some just quick buttons here, and then I have inside, let me hop in. See this screen? The screen sits up a little bit like I told you with the Ram, but this is about the same amount of view here. And then you have the two mirrors. This is a digital mirror too. He took the keys. I don't have the key. My backup driver has the keys, but I have heated seats. I have the controls there. Have the push, the kind of piano keys, locking rear differential, camera. I have the cup holders here. Oh, the key is here. Excuse me. There it is. See, there's that mirror. Okay. And there's your dash, right? Analog, one small digital screen in the middle. You can go fully digital, and you can go fully digital, I think, in the higher trims. In the Ram, don't quote me on that one, but this one you can go fully digital when you go to the higher trim levels. One of the best parts of this truck I really like is not only the armrest thing, right? Is this center console. You can have quick access to stuff, or you can open up and get access. And then what's nice is it's got kind of his and her armrest. I like those a lot. This is interesting. So like the Ram, this shifter is brought back, and these drive modes are actually on the dash here, and so the drink holders are turned. Just different layout, different design. And then we can see the sides. These are soft tech seats, like a combo leather plastic. Really comfortable, by the way. And then I have the window controls there, and then I have the fancy dancy. Usually it's on, I guess I thought it was on that side. Let's see. Oh, yeah. The whole window goes down. So, Ram has the little small window. This has got the big window. And yeah, I have the tan interior in here. This is called the Boulder interior. Let me check blind spot monitoring over there and something else to look at. But yeah, that's basically your differences between the interior and exterior of the Rams. Oh, blind spot monitoring, and I'm gonna show you that payload sticker. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so payload sticker is gonna be right there, 1324. So the Tundra's payload is actually more, and I'm still not seeing blind spot monitoring. I don't think it has it. Let's have some fun. That's never a bad time. Okay, off-road, it does pretty much what you expect, right? It's got, I'm in off-road mode, which means I'm as high as I can with the air suspension. Again, Tundra does as well, but stock truck to stock truck, you can get more off-road clearance with this if you do decide to do that. I find the off-road height in the Tundra to be just fine. No concerns there. Both off-road tires, I mean, again, they have good suspensions, and they're both basically 5-link coil suspensions, and so they ride really nice off-road and on-road, as I'll discuss here in a minute. So they really are comparable trucks from a suspension standpoint and from an off-road standpoint. I have a rear locker in this, a rear locker in that. I have four-wheel drive mode, and I do have four-wheel drive auto in this, which I'll talk more about in a minute, how important that could be. But I have pretty much very comparable trucks off-road. Again, comes down to the exhaust note. What you like doing off-road, I like getting the gas pretty hard when I'm off-roading, and I like hearing the exhaust. So that's about it. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of stark differences, except for if you want to plant your flag in the ground and make that the battle line on the tow hooks. Man, I don't know about tow hooks. It does drive me nuts a little bit, but that's what Toyota decided to do with this new Tundra. So there is no tow hooks in the Tundra, which makes off-roading a little bit more of an interesting time, because finding a recovery point if you do get stuck is just more of a challenge. With the Ram, you just hook up right up front and you get pulled out from the front or the back. So in the back, usually you just use a hitch-mounted U-joint back or recovery point. So I don't know. It is very interesting differences there. But as far as two trucks going down a county road like we are right here, you'd be hard-pressed to know any differences. All right, that's always a fun time playing in the dirt and doing some sideways stuff. Big fan of that. So let's go ahead and talk about driving impressions, because I want to make sure you get to that on-road driving impressions. So I've driven Ram trucks for several years now. I'm familiar with them, and I've had the Tundra now. I've owned it. I've owned different Tundras, and that one's a 22. So I can tell you, they both have a variation of a 5-link coil suspension. Ram's got the little tweaks on it. Toyota's got their little tweaks on it, but they're basically 5-link coil suspensions. On the open road, I really can't tell any difference between the two trucks. They are really very similar in how they handle on the road. I find the suspensions to be pretty spot on both ways. I got nothing for you as far as comparisons there. There's nothing different between the two trucks. Visibility is pretty good. The Tundra, the infotainment screen sits up a little bit above the dash, and so sometimes that can cause people a little bit of concern, because you do block a little bit of that. But I find that the Ram, the way the rake of the windshield is, the way the mirror comes down, that it's very similar driving positions. A very good visibility all the way around, good response to the steering wheel inputs, good smooth ride. Yeah, I really, they are very, very comfortable on the highway. I do like the V8 sound more than I like the 3.5 twin turbo V6 I have in the Toyota Tundra. The Toyota Tundra does have some piped in exhaust note to help out, because they know the sound's not going to be so great. This one, you don't need it because it's got the cool V8. So there could be some difference there. I find the interiors to be pretty similar. I tend to like Ram styling on the interiors a little bit better, but that's because just look at it. I think it's a great looking interior. But I mean, styling interior, that's up to you. Everybody's got their own viewpoint on that. I like in both cases. I have big knobs, and they both work, right? So whatever truck you get into, you'll find that they have good screen sizes, easy to see, big knobs, and you have easy to use features. Now, the one thing this truck does have that the Tundra does not have is four-wheel drive auto, which is a really nice feature if you're doing a lot of driving in, like, say, questionable conditions or whatever. You can put it on four-wheel drive auto, and when the system senses wheel slippage, it'll engage four-wheel drive as a clutch there, and they'll engage the system, and it really does make you feel more safe on the road. And I like it in that I feel like a lot of people don't use four-wheel drive enough because they don't know about it, they're scared to use it, whatever. Their dad told them to only use 4-low when they're in trouble, and four-wheel drive only means that you got stuck. I mean, there's been a lot of that going on, and I just feel like four-wheel drive auto is that great sweet spot. It there's a lot of times in certain circumstances that you may not even notice you need it, and it's handy to have. We both have locking rear differentials. We both have the different traction control, brake controllers. I mean, downhill assist control. You know, so it's those things are very similar between both trucks. But yeah, so I really don't have much for you as far as a straight up comparison between that, except for, oh yeah, oh, yeah. That's the deal, man. You know, I mean, I got people that tell me they don't like twin turbos because they're afraid of the turbos being blown out, which I can get, understand. And I got guys that just love the V8 sound. And for me, driving is visceral. I enjoy driving, and so I'd like to hear the vehicle that I'm driving, but that's just me. All right, one more thing to talk about, and I just dawned on me while I was driving this around, is that safety equipment. Okay, so starting I think it was like 2018, Toyota made their Toyota Safety Sense standard across the lineup. So lane departure, you have actually lane assist, centering assist in that truck as well. I'm pointing to the Tundra behind me. You have adaptive cruise control, you have forward collision alerts, you have blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert. You have all these standard safety equipments. In the Ram, I have cruise control. So I don't have all those other fancy features. Now, if you've never driven a truck with those features, well, you don't know what you're missing. But once you drive a truck with those features, sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're annoying, sometimes they're nice. And yeah, I just thought it was interesting to kind of point out as I'm driving here, I just don't have those same safety features that I would in the Tundra. So if safety is a big concern for you, which it should for all of us, something you definitely want to check out is whether or not you want those safety features or not. That could be a really good comparison point between the two trucks. So like I said, I have a whole slew of comparison videos with this truck and other trucks. You do some comparisons on your own. You know, Ram has stepped up in their quality. Toyota is always well known for quality, so if that may be a decision maker between you there. It's hard to tell what people are deciding to buy in trucks these days because everybody's picking on different things. So off-road, really good. Towing is pretty comparable. When you watch the towing video, you'll learn a little bit more because there is some surprises there. Tech is pretty good both ways. You have on-road drive feel is the same either way. You do have the exhaust note in the V8 versus the 3.5 doesn't have much exhaust note except for the fake noise. And that's about what it breaks down to. Quality, again, Ram has been doing better. It's one of their Achilles heels they're working on, but Toyota is well known for having really good quality. So whatever you choose there is your buying decision. That's what you need to know. So for more of this comparison stuff, I have a whole series, like I said, Ford versus Toyota. I have GMC Sierra versus Toyota. So a lot of stuff going on there. Check videos over here, website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.